It's here, the most sacred time of the Catholic or Christian liturgical year. It's Holy Week. At the end of that time, we celebrate Triduum. And today we're going to be discussing that special period with Father Kwesi Allen, and he's going to tell us all about it. I'm so pleased to meet you, sir.
The pleasure is mine.
So tell us, what is Triduum really?
Triduum, it's in the Latin, it means 3 days. So it's the time, as you said, that it ends the Holy Week from Holy Thursday, going in, culminating in the Easter Vigil, which is the Saturday night.
Counting the days mentioned, this seems to make 4 days instead of 3 in total, but Father gave an explanation for this.
So the Jews, they actually counted their days from the evening before. So Friday actually began in the Thursday evening. So when we begin in the Thursday evening with Holy Thursday, we are ready for the Jewish people into Friday. And then Friday evening into Saturday will be the second day. So Saturday evening into Sunday is the third day, which is the resurrection.
Father moved into an explanation of the importance of Holy Thursday.
So that Holy Thursday night, there are 3 things that mark that night. And one of them you just mentioned, which is that sign of love, that sign of humility and service, which he gave his disciples in washing their feet.
The idea of remembering the sacrifice is a part of being grateful for what Jesus Christ did for us.
He instituted what is called the Eucharist, right? Which is the word means thanksgiving, but we might commonly call it communion, where he gave us his body and blood, and he said, do this in memory of me. And in the midst of that celebration, as he was giving himself in his body and blood, he also showed them what this really means in its depths, which is love.
Good Friday, he says, is a breath, a moment commemorating Jesus' death and passion. It is the only day when bread is not transformed into Eucharist.
So on that day, we focus on that sacrifice, and the fruit of that will come afterwards, which we celebrate on every other day of the year. We celebrate Eucharist, but not yet. We're waiting until we actually celebrate that mystery, and then from Sunday onwards and the other days of the year.
The final message of the 3 days is when Jesus Christ rose from the dead.
Resurrection. So all of that mystery of passion, death, it leads to the resurrection, right? And in those 3 days, what the dynamic is a movement from death to life, movement from darkness to light. And especially on the Easter Vigil is where that shines out, right, in the whole liturgy.
And how does Triduum bring a profound experience of God to the faithful?
It's not something that just happened 2,000 plus years ago, but we are present to it. Right? Every liturgy, what we're doing is not just do this in memory of me. It's not a yesterday thing. It's making what happened present now.
In terms of other symbols of the season, such as Easter bunnies, Father Kwesi had this to say.
There were these kind of symbols that were united so that people would connect things from their culture to the Christian mystery, and the church would try to get them to see, okay, this is in your culture, how does it link to Christ? So we say Christ is the one who gives fruit and who gives light and life, and that's how they were encouraged. So that is not the central thing, right?
Certainly not.
Right? Don't make Easter about the Easter bunny and the Easter egg, but at the same point, it doesn't mean we can't have those celebrations.
He says when children are involved, we should be careful.
Point them to what is the central mystery. Allow them to probably go Stations of the Cross on Good Friday, and that's a big thing in our country. Carry them to the different liturgies.
And the culmination of Triduum marks the start of Easter.
And oh gosh, for Easter Vigil, the Gloria, the lights, the exultet, the bells that comes, right? When we have the exultet and we sing, rejoice, rejoice, heavenly powers, sing choirs of angels, and we sing gloriously, that always has this particular impact in life. But when you have also lived the other moments, you feel that transition more so powerfully. So you always leave with a hallelujah on your lips.
Marie-Therese Bernard, 40